We all know that the energy industry is not only about upstream, but also about downstream. In your opinion, how has COVID-19 impacted the petrochemical sector?
Well, a very good question. I mean, during the pandemic, countries start to focus. We used to focus on medicine. Now we are focusing on something else, which is how to protect ourselves. So the PPE, the masks, the gloves, the gowns, all of these became so essential, more than ever. And many, as you know, many of these PPE and medical supplies are made out of plastic, made out of petrochemical value chain. And ADNOC and the Supreme Petroleum Council, they decided to invest in upgrading our petrochemical and our downstream sector. So it was a well thought of strategy and a visionary step to help us in the future. And I think post COVID, we are going to become creative in more products coming to the medical sector, which will rely on the plastics industries. But we need to be careful. The problem, plastic became under attack and is always under attack because of the behavior of the people, not because of the plastic itself. So we need also to change our behavior post COVID-19 to be able to recycle, collect, and sort the plastic so we don't have environmental issues with it. And UAE is also playing a key role on that, starting to venture into recycling and looking at ways and means of how do we diversify within the petrochemical value chain in Ruwais cluster that ADNOC is doing.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The UAE is well known for its visionary and forward looking leadership. The current situation is definitely going to affect the UAE's economy, but we are aware that there are measures in place to alleviate or mitigate this situation. We would like to know more about how the Ministry of Energy is working with the UAE government and other ministries to prepare the country's response to this crisis.
As you know, the Ministry of Energy and Industry is also looking at the industrial sector. And in the industrial sector, many of the companies and small manufacturing are are categorized as small and medium companies. So when the pandemic hit us, our leadership and our government started proactively putting stimulus packages, trying to help those small and medium enterprises, whether they are a manufacturing facility or a service provider. And we also look at how do we help them working with the utility companies and reducing the electricity bills during this pandemic. So everyone came together with us in the ministry to trying to submit and implement a stimulus package that helped them become a bit resilient during this storm. As well, we start to focus and look at certain things that we did not look at them in the same lenses before, such as the medical services. And we discovered huge potential in our industries, and we are working with the Ministry of Health and other local authorities to expand in our industrial sector, especially focusing on the supply within UAE to the sector rather than importing significantly from abroad. So new investments will be needed, and this is just a sector that I mentioned. Also in the food, UAE also is a main distributor and supplier to the food products to many countries in Africa and in Asia. So also we are looking at expanding on that, building on a food security program that we are working with the other ministries as well. So very exciting time, lots of learnings, and we are keen to transform ourselves, benefit from this pandemic rather than just get affected and not doing anything about it. The technologies also of the future, we are investing in them. The AI, application of AI in different industries, even in the oil and gas sector. The digitizing our economy and focusing on the digital services rather than just the actual manufacturing. Looking at the 3D printing and catering for more products in the future. All of those are part of our strategy in dealing with the challenges post COVID-19.
Thank you for these insights, Your Excellency. I feel very proud of the UAE's efforts. And finally, Your Excellency, we would like to hear your views on the global recovery in general and the energy sector's recovery in particular in the short and medium term.
On that, I remain positive and I remain optimistic. I've been optimistic even during this pandemic when everyone was saying this is going to be a $10 a year and we are going to have a crash. The signs that we have seen from China has been positive, and we keep monitoring. China and India are great economies, and China got the pandemic before any other country. They dealt with it, and we are seeing now movements of the airplane movements inside China is almost back to normal. The demand in China is almost back to normal before COVID-19, which are very encouraging results. We're seeing a shift in the transportation sector as well. People tend to drive more, so the demand in gasoline and diesel is also picking up because people are trying to avoid, some of them trying to avoid the public transportation and end up driving more. We are even seeing that in Europe as we speak. So it's wait and see, but all of the signs that we are seeing are positive. I think the demand will go back, but also we need to remember that we have a deal, the OPEC plus deal is a 2 years deal. So we are taking into consideration that it's not going to be a switch on and we are going to back to normal. It will take time. It's going to be gradual. That's why we have this 2 years deal. And I think with the demand, with the supply adjustment that we are doing, we will meet the demand and we will start taking from the extra storage to the inventories, and we will be back hopefully sooner than what some of the analysts are saying, back to normal.
That's an excellent note to end on, Your Excellency. It's great to see how optimistic you are. Thank you, Your Excellency, for all of your insights.
Thank you, Ahmed, and thanks to ADNOC for all of the good work that they have done.